Hey fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight, and welcome to Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around that is by us Eagles fans, for us Eagles fans, and it's big Super Bowl week. And this is supposed to be our Super Bowl preview. Nichelle's not going to make it tonight. She is working, so she will not be here. I am waiting for my other co-host, and that is Pat. Hopefully he'll be able to make it. I have been doing pop-ups on Instagram Live all week. That's how eagerly excited I am about this game this Sunday. It's like waiting for Christmas. I'm like a little kid waiting for Christmas. I can't wait for the day to get here so that we can see this game, so that hopefully we will see our team hoist the Vince Lombardi trophy, because I feel that good. I feel that confident about it. I do have butterflies, but they're not the butterflies where you're scared. They're like that nervous energy. Like I can't wait for the game to start. I used to get these butterfly feelings when I played sports, when I played athletics. And it's like that. Like I'm zoning in. I can't wait for the game to start. I'm not scared at all, but it's natural. Some people say it's natural. If you don't get butterflies, then I don't know what you're doing. I don't know. But I was a high performer on the basketball court. And if I didn't get butterflies, that's when I would worry. So I think I'm in a good space here, being nervous about this upcoming game against the Chiefs. And we should, because they are someone to feel to take seriously. They are the two-time defending champions, and so they are to be taken seriously. But I am not afraid of them. I'm not like that. I'm not that nervous where I'm afraid. I really have a lot of confidence in the team that we have, this Philadelphia Eagles. And as Philadelphia Eagles fans like myself, you know how dominant we've been all year. You know the level in which we've been playing on all year. So that gives me a lot of peace, a lot of confidence. And then the game that led into the Super Bowl appearance, when we demolished the Washington Commanders, also gives me a sense of confidence and a sense of peace. And I think, as I said in the IG lives this week, I think that our team is not going to have a uncharacteristic performance, meaning all the players are going to perform at the level that they've been performing for the past 12, 13 weeks. They've been very, very consistent, save for one game, and that might have been the Carolina Panthers game. Uh, and that may be understandable because they were like the worst team in the league. So they had a little mental letdown there. But every other game in that 13-week stretch, they have played at a high level. They have been focused. They have come with a lot of energy, and their signature, their calling card, so to speak, their physical nature. They've been playing with that during the 13 weeks. So I don't have any doubt that they'll bring that. I don't have any doubt that they will play consistently, that they will play with urgency or anything like that. I think we're going to get that. We've been getting that for the past 13 weeks. I think it's really going to come down to the coaching. I really do. I think the coaching matchups are going to be more important than the player matchups. Everybody's talking about Jalen Hurts versus Pat Mahomes and Barkley, Saquon, and Travis Kelsey, Chris Jones, Jalen Carter, Quinyon Mitchell, AJ Brown. Everybody's talking about the players, as they should, because they are the stars of the game. They are the ones that we're going to be fixated on when the game begins. But I really think the battle is going to be the battle of wits, the battle of coaches, the battle of schemes. It's going to be the chess match that the coaches are playing. It's going to be Vic Fangio versus Andy Reid. It's going to be Kellen Moore and Nick Sirianni versus Spags. It's going to be those matchups that I'm really going to have my eye on. It's going to be the scheming and who has their unit that's prepared to handle the opponent's opposition. So I'm keeping my eye on that, and I think it's only because of that matchup that people are considering Kansas City have a chance. I know they're two-time Super Bowl champs. I get that. But when we look at this team and both of these teams on paper, it's quite evident that the Eagles have more talent. And thus far this season, the team with the most talent in the Eagles matchups anyway has been the team that won. Well, maybe I have to put an asterisk by that because we didn't win every one of our games, and I don't think there was a team that was more talented out there that we played this year. So, okay, save for the 3 hiccups that we had this year: the Commanders, the Falcons, and the Bucks. The team with the most talent has won when it's come to the Philadelphia Eagles matchups, right? So I think that that's going to hold true again on Sunday. The X factor, the other team has Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid. It's like you can bring out the 1980 Showtime Lakers against the 1986 Chicago Bulls. You know, that's an easy win for the Lakers, but you can't count the Bulls out because they have Michael Jordan. Just because they have Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? Just because they have Michael Jordan. We know the Lakers are more talented, but just because Michael Jordan is on the other side, you can't count him out. It's sort of like that. Our team, I think, is more talented, has the more up and down the roster. I think we are more talented. But, you know, they have Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid. And just because of those two, you cannot count them out. And the fact that they are 2-time world champion, 2-time Super Bowl defending champions. And they have been focused on their quest to make it 3 in a row. They said, Pat Mahomes said on the stage last year as he was receiving the trophy that, you know, he was going for 3 in a row. And they have made it back to the dance, to the big game, to keep that hope alive, to be able to bring that to a reality. But we are going to play spoilers. What's up, guys? James Frick says Dark Knight. What's up? What's up, James? Yeah, we're here, man. We got a lot to talk about. We got to talk about this game on Sunday, man. Our Philadelphia Eagles going up against Kansas City. It's a rematch. We have an opportunity here to exact some revenge. And I think we have a good chance of doing so. Oh, there's my co-host right there. I knew he couldn't miss it. I know he wouldn't miss this. Are you kidding me? The preview show leading up to the Super Bowl. And here is our man, Pat. Pat, what's up?
Yo, you know I couldn't miss it, man. But
I know.
you'll be proud. You'll be proud of me. Listen, everybody out there will be proud of me. The reason why I'm late.
Okay, tell us.
Did we start the first quarter already?
Oh, no. All right. All right. You are watching Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around. That's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team. That is the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. Pat, get your shot out. Let's do this.
So,
you got the shot? You got the shot?
so something happened. You know, I gotta tell
Okay.
the story before you do the shot.
Okay.
So that our last show, I emptied this out.
All right.
I emptied the Woodford Reserve out. So I had to get another bottle. I went
Okay.
out to get it today. Do you know it's only one Woodford Reserve, the straight wheat whiskey? There's only one left in the whole Philadelphia area.
Wow.
That's why I'm
You
late.
got
I went to 4 different stores to make sure I get it.
all
Because
right.
you know what happened last time I had the wrong one.
Yes, yes, we didn't win. So yeah, and that's great. That's a great point to make.
Yeah.
Guys, this is the biggest game of the year. If you are a superstitious fan, make sure you have your things in place. This is why Pat is late. Pat is trying to make the point that he's been drinking Woodford Reserve all season long. The times he did not have Woodford Reserve, we lost. So he spent that time to track down the last bottle in Philadelphia. So we appreciate that, Pat. Pat, matter of fact, we need to give you a round of applause just for that, man. That's, look, that's dedication right there. That's somebody who does whatever it takes for the W, much like our quarterback. All right, so you are listening to watching Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around. That's by us Eagles fans, for us Eagles fans. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team. That is the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. So, without further ado, Pat is doing the Woodford Reserve. I don't have anything. Um, Yeah, and you see, I'm not even in uniform. Don't even have a backdrop. But look, I'm here. So come on, we're going to do shots in honor of our Philadelphia Eagles as they get ready to face the Kansas City Chiefs. So down the hatch, 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the
All right, so Pat, you missed the opening. So I was just talking about. I don't have a feeling that this football team is not going to perform up to the level that we're accustomed to them performing. They've been that consistent over the past 13 weeks. I think that we can pretty much count on them bringing that same intensity, the same physicality, the same high level of play that they've been playing with. I really think that a key to this matchup on the Super Bowl on Sunday is going to be a coaching battle, man.
Mm.
Vic Fangio versus Andy Reid, man. It's going to be Nick Sirianni and Kellen Moore versus Spags. It's going to be who has their team and their units best prepared to face the opposing unit. I think that's going to be a big difference in the game. And of course, all eyes are going to be on the players: Saquon, Jalen Hurts, Pat Mahomes, Travis Kelsey, Chris Jones, Jalen Carter. It's all of those guys. Eyes are going to be on them. But watch, it's going to be the scheme and it's going to be the in-game adjustments that we're going to really have to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with that because Andy Reid is he's a genius. He's one of the better coaches when it comes to having time off, being fully prepared to take on the incoming team. And not only with that, he got Spagnolia over there, who's a defensive guru. He has what, 5 Super Bowls under his belt, 2 with the Giants, 3 with Kansas City. So he does dial up what needs to be dialed up, and give him an extra week. It's like giving Einstein a extra lifetime to come up with some other ways to develop how we can travel through space and time. So it is going to be a tall task from that standpoint, as far as the coaching standpoint. But as I look at this team and I look what we have done over this long season, and truly, I can't believe it's coming to an end right now, right? Because I remember the first game back in when he's down there in Brazil, like, oh man, that field is terrible. But coming from a 2-2 start to realizing what our identity as a football team is and not giving in to the naysayers. We are a tough, connected football team. We are together in every aspect of the game, regardless of what coach we go against, what other philosophy we go against. I know Spaz is going to have something for Saquon Barkley. Instead of putting 8 man in the box, he's going to put 9 man in the box, right? And he's going to build 3 out. He's going to have something for Saquon, but Saquon is still going to get his. I truly trust in Nick Sirianni. I truly trust in Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore, see, he's locked into this game. He's not worried about after the game with the coaching options that he may have. He's worried about this game and getting the game plan down to get after the Kansas City Chiefs. I like that. I like him saying that. I like Nick Sirianni being focused on his team. I like Jalen Hurts being laser focused, because if you look at that picture, this man looked like he's ready to go right then and when he did the standoff. He's like, yo, you too light skinned, dude.
Yeah. Well, look, man, Jalen has the face of a person who is coming into this game to take care of business, and we, people have been talking about his personality or whatever.
Mhm.
And this game is going to define forever how you're going to be looking at Jalen Hurts, because
Yes.
sometimes the people, when he's not doing good, he's aloof. He's not personable enough.
Mhm.
But when he's winning, he's focused. He has that Mamba mentality. That's the personality that he should be defined as, a person who is very focused on winning, a
Yes.
person who does have that Mamba mentality. And that's why he has the demeanor that he has. Do you know how much he wants to get back to this game, how much he has played and prepared himself to
Mhm.
get back to this game? That's a look of a person who has determination, who has a purpose. And his purpose to get back to this game and right the wrong that happened last time which they lost. He's here to win this game, and he's done all he can to get this team back to where they are now. And I don't think that he's coming in here to give us anything less than his best.
Yeah, I love that you said what you just said. His purpose. You remember the last time he was here, he said, God had a purpose for me before you had an opinion.
Yeah.
His purpose is to be a winner. Right? I listened to talk show radio all this week and I got riled up. Then you know who brought us back down to earth to realize what this team really was? Ike Reese.
Mm.
Player who understands that you can't play into the hands of the opposite team. Play your game. You already established as a winner. There's no need to go out there to show the naysayers you can throw for 400 and 500 yards.
Hmm.
But what you are doing, being the field general, not the game manager, the field general, putting
Hmm.
the offense into the proper play call to have those 60-yard runs, to have those big time plays, to make other players look better than what they are because you are putting the players in the proper position. I love this version of Jalen Hurts. I understand I want a quarterback throwing for 300 yards, but at the same time, I want a quarterback who's out there to win.
And I think that we can have both, man. I have been listening to sports talk all week too, and I know the segment of Ike that you're talking about.
Yes.
And it was when Elliot Shore Parks suggested, or he felt that the Eagles might come out and pat and go
And
to the
change
air.
the whole philosophy.
Right.
Change the whole
But
philosophy. Yeah.
that's not the case. You guys, I don't know. I'm like, Ike is on his soapbox. He's giving this speech. Don't change who you are. I I I I just like to rewind back to the game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and please tell me, what did we do in that game?
We,
That was the game.
a
That was the
10-minute
game after.
drive.
Yes, that was that game, right? But
Yes,
how did
sir.
we open up that game? We opened up that game in the air.
We did.
That was the game after the Carolina Panthers, when the whole talk for the week was like, we don't have an aerial attack that's going to win us a game. So the next game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it wasn't out of character because the Pittsburgh Steelers had a uh, top ranked defense against the run. So it wasn't out of character to attack them through the air when they were so stout on the ground, right? So it was us doing what you're supposed to do, which is attack the weakest part of the opposition, and that was their pass defense, in which they did, and we still came out successful. So in this manner, I would not be shocked that that happened, or nor would I be mad if that's the philosophy that they thought was the best path to victory, coming out passing first, because Spags is going to, like you said, put 8 and 9 men in the box. I know that we can run. I know. And I'm not saying that we should not run. But if you recall, even in the Pittsburgh game, we still ran. That was the 10-minute drive game. So we
Yeah.
still ran. There was a great balance. We attacked what we felt was a weak point of their defense, and we still was true to who we were. We still were true to who we were.
I mean, I agree with that, but the point that Elliott was making, he was like, you got to change your whole game plan. And he kept going back and forth. Then he started telling off because his original statement was the Eagles to come out against the Chiefs. They need to be an aerial team. They don't need to rely on the run because Spags going to take his run. And that's when Ike went crazy. So we have a mixture. We have weapons on the outside that we utilize. They're utilized in the run game also by them drawing double coverages or coverage to this way, this, that, and this by watching Devontae Smith go in motion, taking a linebacker in a corner, you create space. By the receivers blocking, you create space, and you create. And what's going to happen is, yes, we're going to go over top once in the blue moon with AJ Brown. We have to, and Devontae Smith. We have to. That's who we are, and what players we have. But what got us here is Jalen Hurts being smart with the football, no turnovers, knowing when to audible and change the play call at the line of scrimmage and put us in a better play, and making those split decisions that can get the ball to your playmakers. That's what got us here, and we don't need to deviate from what got us here.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, Elliott kind of poured it on thick. Like, we need to change our whole. And I think his verbiage is what really triggered Ike, because he said we need to change our whole game. And that is, and I don't agree with that.
Nah, I don't.
But I do agree with adjusting to attack what we have pinpointed to be the opposing defense's weakest point. And if that is in the air, then attack them through the air. I don't think that Kellen Moore nor Nick Sirianni is going to go all out and not run the ball. That is going to be a part of the game plan. But if you recall, against the Washington Commanders, we passed a bit more than we normally do. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
we normally but we were very efficient with that additional passing attempts. You know what I mean? We were very efficient. So I see more of the same. We're going to increase the pass attempts because Spags is going to try to make Jalen beat him. So if he's going to give us the pass, we've got to take what the defense gives us.
Well, yes,
the pass, and it's not like our passing game is top liver. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like that. It's not like we can't pass the ball.
Mm-hmm.
We were in this game 2 years ago, and our passing attack was the strong point of our team.
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts and our passing attack. I'm sorry. And I think people forget, because Saquon is having such an awesome year, that we have the same quarterback, the same receivers, the same tight end that we had that Super Bowl where we were explosive through the air. So it's not that we can't do that. And if called upon, I think that they can do that. And I agree with Richard Layton in the chat room. He says he thinks Smitty's going to have a big game. And Smitty has not had less than 99 yards. He has had at least 99 yards every time he plays the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, he busts a help, because you know what they do? They vote their best corner, who's going to be Trent McDuffie, to cover AJ, and they devote a safety to be over that area. And they say to whoever the next corner up, listen, Devontae by himself could be receiver number one, right? So when you got your second corner covering a bona fide, legit number one receiver, I mean, that's going to happen, and these guys are going to step up. What I really think is going to happen in this game, I know we're almost close to the end of this quarter, is Spags is going to understand that Devontae gets the ball a lot, right? He busts a butt. He's going to try to roll their coverage to that side, and it's going to leave the middle of the field wide open for Dallas Goedert.
Yeah.
And even, I'm going to say this name, Jahan Dotson.
Yep, Jahan Dotson.
I can see something where if we don't get out to a big lead and the game is over in the third quarter, which I think it might be, Jahan Dotson becomes the bona fide big play guy for us this game.
Mm-hmm. I think so. I have that feeling too, that we have the potential to open this game up.
Yeah,
and I know that it's the Chiefs, and let me just say, if we do, I won't be surprised. I will not.
I'll be reporting from City Hall when that happens.
I mean, if this game turns out, in sort of like the Commanders game, I won't be surprised, man. This is how our team has been playing, and the hope that people have out there that are not Kansas City fans, of course, they believe in their team, but those that are just no skin in the game are giving Kansas City that chance to beat us only because of their ability to win close games.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, right? They will find a way. Now, I don't want to get into this talk already, but I think they might have a little help. But anyway, I'm not going to focus on that. All right. They are a team that are gritty, that do pull out close wins. But we're a team that do that. We do that also. Let me put that. And we dominate. We have been dominant, man. in majority of our games, you've seen, and hats off to Kansas City because they have battled a lot of their games this year have been close. And there have not been many dominant games by the Kansas City Chiefs, which gives them, which you have to give them a lot of credit for. They have just found ways to win games, and 17 of them at that. So I give them credit for that. But and this is the way I feel before we play any team. They haven't played anybody like us. Wait till they
Yeah.
get. I'm like the Joker, man. Wait till they get a load of
Load
us.
us.
You know what I mean? Like wait till they get a load of us.
Hold
And
up,
we
Dark
have
Knight.
been
You
coming
can't
up.
do that. You can't. You're the Dark Knight. You
I
can't go
know,
to
I
the
know.
Joker side.
Wait till they get a load of us. But that's how I feel, man. Because people be sleeping on us all the time. They always sleeping on us. Even last game, man. I mean, after every game, then everyone comes to their senses. Oh yeah, they're dominant. But going into the game, and I don't know if it's for marketing purposes or
Yeah.
whatever, but going into the game, they always like downplaying who we are until we show them, and then they're like, yeah, they're bad. They gave the Commanders a chance.
They said the Commanders gonna blow us out.
Yes, they had the Commanders blowing us out. And I recall after them barely beating us in a game in which we lost our starting quarterback, lost our starting safety in that game where they barely came back and beat us. I just kept wanting to play them again. I was
Yeah.
like, it's going to be. I'm telling you, when we have a team at full strength, it's not going to be the same.
It's not going to be the same.
It's
And, and,
not.
and, and believe it or not, we are going back at full strength right now. We're down. They said Jalen Carter had an illness yesterday. Today he was a full participant in practice. So we are getting healthy. There are a few guys that are back full. There are 3 guys that's on their limited participation. Devontae Smith that manages his hamstring. Nick Gates, who's a backup, and Brandon Graham, who is going to play this game.
All right. And I'm hearing that this may be his last game also. So
Yeah,
this may be a very special, special game. Jalen Carter, I talked about this during one of my pop-ups this week on IG. Uh, the one thing I am worried about are the young boys and how they're going to handle Super Bowl week, because I believe that's what the case was with Jalen Carter. And I don't have any, and this is just speculation. But guys, the young guys, I know this is the first time for you being at the Super Bowl or something as big as this, but come on, let's have some boundaries. Let's exercise some discipline. I want you to enjoy yourselves because this is an experience unlike no other. So I do want you to do that, but let's be smart about it. This is still a business trip at the end of the day. This is still a business trip.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, some of these guys, the Georgia boys, they've been into something as big as this game before, multiple college football championship games. I think it's just a bug that's been going around the locker room. They said some players were sick last week, so it's running its course to get out the week. And I'm happy that is running its course right now during the week, so it could be out of their system by Friday, so they can get replenished with fluids and be hydrated and be ready for the Sunday game. Because sometimes these bugs they last up to the game.
Yeah, I'm about to say no. If they had the bug that I had, we're in trouble. Because
No, I think they good. They good.
all right, I'm about
Everybody
to
that was
say.
sick is full participant right now. We got a healthy squad besides N'Kobe Dean. So right now we are good. We ready to rock out and we ready to get this thing going. And I'm ready to take my shot for this quarter.
All right, yeah, let's end this quarter, man.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, you're listening to Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around. That's by us Eagles fans, for us Eagles fans. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team, that is the Super Bowl bound Philadelphia Eagles. And we do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. So we are preparing, we're gearing up for the Super Bowl on Sunday. I can barely sleep. I'm waking up like 3 o'clock in the morning. Every day I'm waking up hoping that, we can hurry up and get to Sunday. So I'm waking up early hoping to make Sunday come quicker. All right, so Pat is doing the Woodford Reserve. I don't have anything. I don't even have juice. I don't have anything. But you guys hold it down. Dion, I'm gonna ask for you to take 2 shots, one for yourself and one for me, because I don't have anything. Dion would gladly do that. All right, so here we go. Down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the second quarter.
All right, so the Kansas City Chiefs has not allowed, well, specifically the Kansas City Chiefs under the leadership of Spagnuolo has not allowed a rusher to have over 100 yards.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Saquon's chances? I'm sorry, on Sunday and being able to eclipse the 100-yard mark?
The thing about Saquon and Lamar Jackson was the only person to get 100 yards against his defense, and that was the first game of the season against the Chiefs. The thing about this defense that we're about to face, they put emphasis on stopping the top thing that the opposing offense can do. Right? They put the emphasis on it. So, like I said, they might put 9 men in the box, but given that, if you give Saquon an inch, he could break you 60 yards. We have seen multiple teams put multiple fronts against this team with much more talented players, and we were able to have big gains. It's going to be a tough sledding. I really think it's going to be tough sledding in his first half. I don't think he's going to bust it out, a 60-yard touchdown like he did against Washington on the first play. But I think he will have a big play against this defense, maybe on the second play, against this defense, because they're going to be so concentrated on stopping what he does. And, the first or third play is going to be a pass. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. You want to get some chunk yards, and they're going to revert back to what they normally do, is try to play against the big plays, and they're going to be caught out of position. They're going to be caught out of position. Chris Jones is a monster. He's the guy that penetrates the offensive line. And if he's caught out of position, you have an opportunity to get big yards. Karlaftis is a good defensive end, but he's young. He can get blown out there by how we run these double traps. I heard something this week. I really don't want to say it on the show, but I'm going to say it anyway. I can see Saquon throw the ball.
Oh yeah, I heard that too.
I can see that happening. I don't think it's going to happen, and it shouldn't happen because we should handily be able to move their defensive line. They do still got some monsters there, but we should be able to handily move their defensive line, and methodically take the ball down the field against the Chiefs defense. They give up some yards against the running back, maybe not 100 yards. I think Cook last week had 94 or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, after seeing them play Buffalo last week, I am not worried about Saquon getting 100 yards. I mean, they were not stout against Cook and Buffalo Bills, and they haven't seen a running game like us. I know they're coming in prepared because you just have to prepare for the top rushing team in the league in the Super Bowl. So I know they're going to come prepared for that, prepared to stop that. But even with that, we've been playing bully ball all year, and I'm not kidding. I'm not being a homer when I say that, but we've been playing bully ball all year. All year we go into a game and the opposing team knows that we run the ball, and they still can't stop us. You know what I'm saying? I'm not bragging. I'm just saying one thing I do like about this team: offensive line, maulers, big, bruising. But I like the mentality of our offensive coordinator and Nick Sirianni. Because how many years gone by have we chanted at the TV or in the stadium, run the ball? Well, this year we don't have to stop. We don't have to say that because they are committed to the run. They never abandoned the run, not once this year. And I love that about them. And even knowing that this team is going to stack the box, they're going to get a heavy dose of Saquon. But I think we're gonna catch him on the aerial attack too. I just think we're gonna catch him.
We definitely get catch him, but we also gotta we got to learn their keys, right? We got to play understand what they do, how they when they're blitzing. They want to blitz to Jalen Hurts' right side. I see this comment by Brad Mitchell Jr. about you think that Spag's going to treat Hurts like Vic. Yes, if you go back and look at the Buffalo game, right? He blitzed not only his outside linebacker on the defensive left, the offensive right, he also blitzed that slot corner.
Mm-hmm.
He does that against right-handed quarterbacks all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The one key is if that corner comes up to the line of scrimmage and is straight up looking at the receiver, he's blitzing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a telltale sign because normally when a corner comes up, he's looking at the space between the wide receiver, the line of scrimmage, the area he's looking at the quarterback. But if he comes up and he's straight up looking at the wide receiver, look like he's not paying attention to anything else, he's blitzing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Bags guys do it, and that's a telltale sign that I've seen in that Buffalo game. If I've seen it, I'm trusting, hoping, believe that Kellen Moore and his staff have seen that and told Jalen, if that happens, it's your audible. Make a play, get a quick pass out to the blitzing side, or hand it off opposite for Saquon to get big yards because they drop out the opposite side. So when
Mm-hmm.
Bags is blitzing, the opposite side drops out. That's big yards right there.
So run that way. I get it, man. Let me go to some comments. I've been ignoring you guys, and you guys have been putting some good things up in the room here. Let me go. Brad Mitchell also. Hold on before that. Oh, this is not crazy, and I don't want to dwell on it.
Mm-hmm.
But Dion, this is not crazy. We've even had talk about this week. Okay, crazy statement I've been making all week. This is the best team I've seen ever. All right, maybe that might be a bit much, but all right.
If
But
they win a Super Bowl, I would say that. I would literally say that.
I would say, but I would bring it in a little bit. I don't know about the best team ever, but the best Eagles team ever. Yes, I would definitely put it at the top of the list. I think that you can make an argument about that right now, even without the Super Bowl win, but definitely with the Super Bowl victory under their belt, this team, in my opinion, would be the best Eagle team of all time. I've talked about it at least, that this team is the best team out of the 3 Super Bowl teams that we've experienced in the last 7 years. This is the best team out of those 3 teams, even better than the one that won in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, better than them.
They're more complete.
They're more complete. Yes, defense is just head and shoulders better than both teams, and this offense can beat you in multiple ways. So yes, I would definitely agree with that. Let me go down. Brad Mitchell says, "What's the matchup you're looking for?" I'm looking for our defense versus their offense. I think that this is going to be. I think this is just going to be the toughest game that Mahomes has played, not only this year, but in his entire Super Bowl career. I think this is going to be the toughest game for him. Vic Fangio has done an amazing job with the defense and specifically against quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
You've not seen, and we faced some nice quarterbacks this year. Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, we faced some quarterbacks this year, Stafford, and Vic has neutralized almost all of them. So I believe that the same is going to happen on Sunday. I really do. I have a feeling about that.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. We match up nicely with what they have. Xavier Worthy is their speed demon, but they don't use him as a speed demon. So that's a change up that they might do this game. They might go deep the first play for us. They might test our cornerbacks, in particular. To be particular, they might test Q. They might test him the first play of the game against Xavier Worthy, rookie versus rookie, to see if he really got it. That's just to see if he can open up the game. We do match up well with who they had a receiver, Juju Smith-Schuster, Hollywood Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, who's on the opposite side of 30. We really match up well with their wide receivers. The only thing we don't match up well with is with their tight end, Travis Kelce. If he plays just like Zach Ertz played last week, he could be the guy that can really get some yardage in the middle of our defense. But besides that, I'm not too worried about Pacheco or Hunt. But we have to make sure that we understand our keys and play within our defense. Don't overassert yourself. Don't do something that you normally would not do. When the ball hits your hand, take it away.
Yeah, definitely that. I like this comment by Gregory James.
Mm.
But before we respond to it, I'll just leave it up on the screen.
You put the
I'm gonna
second one
end
up
this
there.
call.
I'm gonna put the
That's
other
just
one up. This one right
that's
there.
the same one. He just spelled
Yeah.
the name, spelled Jalen right. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
I should have picked the one with the correct spelling. My fault, Gregory. I didn't mean to expose you. All right, so we're going to end this quarter right here.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, you're watching the Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around. That's by us Eagles fans for us Eagles fans. We include you guys in the conversation. That's why we say it's by us for us. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team. That is the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. And don't get it twisted. I don't drink anymore. So anything that you're drinking and you're an adult, it's considered an adult beverage. So
That's it.
whatever. You can drink whatever you want. All right. So Pat is drinking the Woodford Reserve. I have nothing. I'm dry. I'm really dry. So Dion is taking double shots for me. Dion, let me know you're taking double shots for me. And I know he's doing it willingly. All right. So here we go. Down the hatch to our Philadelphia Eagles. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the third quarter.
All right, third quarter. Gregory James' comment is Jalen Hurts is a master changing place at the line of scrimmage. He's going to audible into players that are going to score like he did against the Commanders and the Rams.
Yeah.
And that's a great point that he has been doing an awesome job at orchestrating the offense from the line of scrimmage and audibles and adjustments and the such. See, I think people sleep on that part of Jalen's game too. When we say everybody says the offense is geared around Saquon Barkley, Jalen is the field general. He's out there making those adjustments, those audibles, and the such that are enabling people like Goddard to have that crossing route in the what was the Rams game? No,
The Commanders game. He got him
the
open.
Commanders game.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
one and the Green Bay game.
Mm-hmm.
The crossing route that was Jalen. All that's Jalen. Some of those Barkley runs when he changes the play at the line of scrimmage. Though that's Jalen also. And let's not forget, Barkley would not be as successful. I know we have a massive offensive line and the such, but he would not be as successful if it wasn't for having a quarterback like Jalen Hurts, who is a threat to run. So when you run those RPOs, the other team is frozen for a second or two because they don't know if Jalen's going to take off with it or give it to Saquon Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big help to Saquon. That's
is.
a big help. We saw that in the game against the Washington Commanders when they knocked Jalen out of the game and how ineffective after that point Barkley was when Washington just keyed on Barkley. They knew there was no threat of Kenny Pickett taking the ball and run, so they just came crashing down on Barkley repeatedly after Jalen Hurts went out of the game. That's the proof right there that Jalen helps out the running game just because of his double threat ability.
Yeah, his ability makes that defensive end or that outside linebacker stay home. And if you crash down too early because you say this play is definitely going that way because a whole offensive lineman went to the left, he's pulling that ball out and he got 20 yards. It happened last week. I mean, 2 weeks ago, it happened against the Commanders. It happened against the Rams. It happened against the Packers. It happened all season. He is the field general. You know, he's a general that's leading this team to a championship. Listen, they always talking about game manager. I mentioned this in the first quarter. He's not a game manager. He's a field general, putting his players in the proper position for victory. That's what we need. Right? We can have a guy that's going to throw 30,000 yards, uh, 80,000 touchdowns, but if he can't put his players in the right position in the playoffs, that doesn't matter.
Here's an interesting question just for you, Pat.
Yes. I like I said before, I think the first series they're going to go after Q. They probably go with a deep route, a deep over, something deep to see if he's really game for this game, right? They're going to test to see if he's really, what they call him a very good elite corner. Dijon, they're going to test our rookie corners. They're going to test Slay too. I can see Slay getting in a position where he has to play against Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown is a speedster. Juju Smith Schuster is an experienced veteran. DeAndre Hopkins, even though he's on the opposite side of 30, he's still a skilled receiver. Yes, I do think that he's going to get tested. Is that my matchup I'm looking forward to? Absolutely not. But I know it's going to happen. My matchup I'm looking forward to is Chris Jones versus our interior offensive lineman, and that's Landon Dickerson. That's Cam Jurgens, and that's Mekhi Becton. How can they hold up against Chris Jones, right? Because he's been a game wrecker inside in that interior. If we're able to notify Chris Jones, like we have done with Aaron Donald, you remember we played the Rams where we notified him. If we're able to keep Chris Jones away from our quarterback, away from our plays, we can win that line of scrimmage and be dominant in everything and anything we want to do.
And it all starts right there for us. Our line, our down in the trenches, defensive line, offensive line. That's where it starts for us. That is where the definition of bully ball is born, created, because of our offense and defensive lines. Very physical.
Yeah, very physical.
Defensive physicality is embodied by one Jalen Carter. He's the poster boy for the physicality that we're about to bring to them. These guys don't even understand. This is not the Eagles of 2022. They're about to be in a fight. They're about to be in a heavyweight fight. They're about to be in an MMA fight. It's going to be some snot bubbles. It's going to be, it's going to be physical out there. Every team that has come up against us has found out after the game, like, whoa, those Eagles, they ain't playing out there. They're not. We're talking about a defensive unit that has been physical all year and has turned it up a notch in the playoffs. I didn't think you could get any more physical than what they played with during the regular season. But in the postseason, 10 turnovers, 10 sacks, they have dialed it up. They have turned it up in the postseason. So that's the defense that I'm looking forward to seeing on Sunday. And that's the defense that I expect to give Pat Holmes fits on Sunday.
Yeah, I want to answer this one question from YouTube for G Pick. The reason why I say Chris Jones is the anchor of that defensive line. The reason I'm not mentioning the other players like George Karlaftis, Derek Downey, Mike Pennell, Felix Uzma, and Joshua Ertz is because if Chris Jones is getting penetration, he's getting double teamed. When he gets double teamed, then these guys become more effective. These other pass rushers and run stoppers become more effective. George Karlaftis is a talented defensive lineman, defensive end. He goes inside and outside. I know who he is. I see his games. I understand what he does in the trenches. But when Chris Jones is neutralized, the other players, they're neutralized also. Meaning if my guard can single it up against Chris Jones and contain him, that means my other 4 offensive linemen can do their job more effectively. All right. So the reason I'm always mentioning Chris Jones in a sense is that he is a game wrecker like Aaron Donald. I put him in that category because that's how good he is. He raises everybody else's bar this much when he's getting all that attention. So if we're able to notify what he can do, we will be more successful on that line of scrimmage. Now, for us, we have somebody not on the same level of Chris Jones yet because he has that experience, but he's that game wrecker, just like Chris Jones and Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter does the same exact thing, and sometimes even better because he's a little quicker. He's younger, and he's learning the better ways to be a pass rusher and a run stopper. He understands the philosophy of his offensive lineman. He looks at the offense as a play I want you to go back to. When he pointed to the guard, he said he's light, meaning he's pulling. He saw that he's light on his feet and not putting pressure on anything. He's going to pull. Doggone it, he pulled. Jalen Carter shot that gap and made the play. These are the guys that not only are essential to have on your defensive line. When they're going 100 miles an hour and you can't stop them, they make all the other players better around them. So that's why I mentioned Chris Jones and I singled him out. Just like I would mention Jalen Carter and single him out. If we're able to stop Jalen Carter, these other guys would be more null and void. So that is the caveat when we're talking about these offensive and defensive linemen winning that battle with these 300-pound men. Like, if we're able to stop Chris Jones, then we're open more things up, right? So that's what I'm talking about when I say just Chris Jones. I don't mean to put down the rest of the defensive linemen because that defense as a whole is pretty doggone good and they're playing well in the playoffs. But if we're able to neutralize Chris Jones, we can get more things moving with our run game.
That's definitely, I think, the objective for everyone who plays the Kansas City Chiefs is neutralizing Chris Jones because, like you explained, he causes havoc down there on the defensive line, and because of the attention that he draws, he makes it easier for his running mates along that defensive line. And if you have anybody with any level of talent like Karlaftis, I can't.
Yeah, Karlaftis.
Karlaftis.
Yeah.
Like, if you have any talent, and you now are seeing single man-on-man blocking, you're happy about that. You know what I'm saying? When you're a type of lineman who can garner double coverage yourself, and Chris is over there taking that pressure off of you, you're happy. You're happy as hell. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you're right. We have to neutralize this guy, man. We really do.
That's how big old Jordan Davis got that sack against the Commanders. Listen, they were double teaming Jalen Carter. They slide coverage over their line over to Jalen Carter. Jordan Davis beat his man 1-on-1. Everybody else is getting double, and the fastest line to the quarterback is not the outside; it's right up the middle. When you have a guy coming right up the middle, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do unless you're Michael Vick and you have that speed to evade that.
Or Lamar Jackson,
Or you got the refs like Patty Mahomes. No, I'm joking. I'm joking with that. I'm joking.
Look, Tim says Carl. His name is Car Snuffleupagus.
George Karlaftis. He's a very legit player, and I actually wish we would draft him. We were looking to draft him, but we went some other routes. But everybody that's on this team right now fits this team perfectly, and I'm ready for this game. I'm like, I can't wait. This is going to be such a good Super Bowl. That each team is going to give each other some pound, unless in the third quarter, like I was thinking, we pull away from this guy, Karlaftis.
Karlaftis. All right, thanks for phonetically breaking it down for us, man. Thank you, Karlaftis. Okay, all right. Look, man, we are going to be facing the Kansas City Chiefs for the second time in 3 years. We thought we had them that first time. Jalen Hurts played the best game of his career, I would say, in that game in the Super Bowl. Yeah. And unfortunately, we came up a little short. He was so spectacular that he had a possibility to win MVP on the losing team. That's how great he played. He was just that great. And now he gets another opportunity to come back and avenge that loss. And I think he has been on a mission ever since that loss. Even last year, when we had that, when we had the collapse at the end of the year, I think Jalen was just as focused then. I think the adjustment that he made, really, I was just talking to somebody about this, or maybe I was talking about it on live yesterday. But I think yesterday he was pressing too much to get the ball to AJ, and that caused some of those turnovers that he was having. He was really reckless with the ball. He trusted AJ a lot, and he threw the ball into some tight coverages, some tight windows, and then it didn't always come out his way, on his advantage. And we saw him and his turnovers increase last year. But this year he's focused. He's not taking those risks as he did last year, and he's done an excellent job in reducing the number of turnovers, and that reduction in turnovers has been a key to the Eagles' success and the Eagles' offensive success in particular. Him dialing down the turnovers, and I'm not talking about just dialing them down. I'm talking about he practically eliminated them. He hasn't turned the ball over in weeks, and that has been a big cause for this team's offense to be as successful as it has been during this run to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, like when you don't turn the ball over, you give your team that much more ability to win the game. And I'm happy about
Tim is
watching this.
killing me, man. Kim, you killing me about the cheer, man. I usually have. I know. I usually have. I'm sitting in this chair every show, but I usually have the backdrop up.
Yeah.
You don't see it, and now I know just because of Tim, I got to make sure I keep the backdrop up. Oh my goodness, Tim, this has got to be like Tim's third mention of the cheer. All right, Jeremiah. This is great. All right, let me end this quarter, man.
And that's the end of the quarter.
Man, thank you guys for joining us, man, and all of the lively comments in the chat room. You guys entertain me just with the comments in the chat room, and I love the how knowledgeable our fans are, man. I love that they contribute as much as they do to the conversation. We can just go off of comments and have a show just off of that. We don't even need to do pre-production or anything like that. We can just start the show. We'll get our talking points from the audience.
Definitely.
For supporting Eagles Talk. Here on Eagles Talk, which is the most unique Eagles cover show around, we like to talk about our favorite football team, that is the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. Pat is doing the Woodford Reserve. And may I remind you guys, if you have superstitions, make sure that everything is on point for Sunday. So, without further ado, let's salute our Philadelphia Eagles as they get ready to take on the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl 59. So, down the hatch, 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the fourth quarter.
All right, let me remind you. Let me just reemphasize. If you're a superstitious fan, make sure you have all your ducks in a row. Your favorite jersey. I bought my lucky draws to the Miller's Ale House. That really worked. I bought my lucky draws. I had them on display,
and he kept showing them.
It worked.
He kept showing them,
and it worked. So make sure you're doing the same. Now we have done our part. We're not going to be at Miller's, and anybody heard the story, told the story last time. We went in Miller's for the NFC Championship game. I was met by one of the regulars. He said, "Are you guys doing the podcast?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh man, you guys going to jinx us. You haven't been here all year." I was like, "We were just here last month when we played the Carolina." He's like, "Oh, I wasn't here." I said, "But just for your benefit, let me just run down our resume appearing here at Miller's Ale House." I said, "We were here in 2017 during the NFC Championship game when the Eagles played Minnesota, and it was a blowout." I said, "We were also here in 2022 when the Eagles took on the San Francisco 49ers, and that was a blowout." I said, "So you might want Eagles Talk to be here during the NFC Championship game." Well, you saw what the results were. We blew out the Washington Commanders. This same guy comes up to, "Yo, you guys got to come back for the Super Bowl." And us to a man was like, "No, we can't come back for the Super Bowl." He was like, "What? What's wrong?" I said, "No, last time we were here for the Super Bowl, we lost. We will not be back here for the Super Bowl." So we even stay true to our superstitions, and we will not be appearing at Miller's Ale House this coming weekend. So yeah, if you have superstitions, just make sure you have all your ducks in a row. Jeremiah, great question. What's on the menu? I am going to a Super Bowl party, so I don't know what's on the menu. So I don't know. But I guess I could say it here. I don't know. I might be coming to Pulaski. You're going to go to Pulaski? You're going to Pulaski, right?
I will only go there if you go. Because
Oh,
I'm gonna tell you right now, my superstitious. Only the last 2 times I've been there by myself, we have lost the game.
okay. All right. Yeah.
So I
No.
can't go there by myself. If I go there, I gotta be with another host.
All right. Well, I'll let you know because my son is in town, and I'm pretty sure he wants to be in Philadelphia.
So he could be the camera guy.
So if that happens, we may be at Pulaski Hall.
Yeah.
All right, guys. What was that, Mayor Dante? Oh God, guys, you guys stop it. Stop it. um, let me see. Our young dogs, Jeremiah says our young dogs will step up to the challenge and play like they have played
Yeah.
all year. And let me take a moment out here. And our coach, I mean not our coach, our owner has done the same thing. I swear he must have heard me on Monday. But he's come out and he's given uh, support to the coaching staff, right? And I'm not talking about just Nick Sirianni and the such, but I talked about this on Monday. We have to appreciate our coaching staff. I mean, Vic Fangio. I mean, we saw what it looked like with the wrong coordinators in place, right? We saw what that looked like last year. We had wrong coordinators in both the OC seat and the DC seat, and our team was in shambles by the end of the year, right?
Yeah.
Now you see what happens when you put two good coordinators in that seat, and I would venture to even say great coordinators in the seat, what they could do with good talent, right? But it's
Yeah.
just not them alone. It's their assistant and on that staff also that's doing a great job. Why? Why do you say that? Because we have one of the youngest teams in the league.
That's
And
right.
what can't be overlooked is that although we have drafted well, we have brought some good talent to this team in the past 4 years. I give Howie a lot of credit for that. But their growth is not over once they get to the NFL. It is up to the assistant coaches and the coaching staff to continue to develop them into pro football players. And our coaching staff has done a tremendous job in getting these young guys prepared to play on a high level at the highest stage of the
Yes,
game.
sir.
We have two rookie cornerbacks that are starting and contributing to a Super Bowl, soon to be Super Bowl champion team. Two rookie cornerbacks. Our defense is one of the youngest in the league.
Mm-hmm.
We have a bunch of young talent, and they are performing at high levels. So you have to give credit to this coaching staff and their ability to develop young talent. They've done an excellent job. They've done an excellent job. So
Definitely. I want to go to a comment, but I want to harp on what you just said. Shout out to the coordinators. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Jeff Stoutland University. Because the reason I say Nick then Jeff Stoutland for two things. So Jeff Stoutland took a rugby player and turned him to an all pro, right? But also what we don't know is that Nick Sirianni pushed Jeff Stoutland to put Mekhi Becton at guard, try him at guard. And he said, I never saw a 6'6" guard before, 6'7" guard before. And that experiment has worked out to a team where this guy might be getting a bigger contract after this game. And it's been working for us all season. There have been some times where I looked at Mekhi and said, what the heck are you doing? But there are other times it's like a bigger human pancakes a smaller human all the time.
yeah. I've never seen a guard as big as Mekhi Becton, man.
Uh,
It's incredible to see him out there playing guard. Because I'm like, man, Jalen's not going to be able to see the receiver over there with Becton standing. like,
Like he's 6'7", dude. I'm 6'1". I can't see him. So, but I gotta go to this comment about G Pick. He said he's a Kansas City fan. He said something about he's sipping on the Buffalo Trace, which is a good sip. I love me some Buffalo Trace, but he's staying at home and smoking some ribs. I was thinking
oh,
about
wow.
staying home and smoking me a brisket. So
Wow,
if
that's
we
what's
don't get
up.
when we're not at Pulaski, I'll be here smoking a brisket. Dark Knight.
Okay, all right, that's what's up, man. All right, we're gonna get out of here, man, because I don't like to go long. But
the
I won't be on
awards are
tomorrow.
tonight. The awards
Oh
are
yeah,
on
yeah.
tonight. Yeah.
All right, yeah, we got to go watch our team. When we're going to sweep the awards. We're going to take Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year. We're going to take Defensive Player of the Year. We're going to. I hope.
I'll
we
wish.
do have finalists in these categories. I
Yes,
know
we
we're going to
do.
get Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, we are. We get an Offensive Player of the Year, but
Saquon.
everything else is a toss up. So.
All right, yeah, let's go. Let's go watch the NFL honors, man. We thank you guys again for supporting Eagles Talk and be here on Sunday as we do our pregame show. Hey, how did y'all like the that speech on the NFC Championship game? I got that from somebody online in one of our.
I love that.
And he wrote
set it
another
off.
one too. I think I'm gonna do the. He wrote a new one for the Super Bowl. I think I'm gonna do that.
All right, now we gotta be together. We gotta be together. I'm sorry.
All right. We'll talk. All right, you guys, man, go enjoy the rest of your nights. Go look at the NFL honors and come back here on Sunday. Kickoff is what, 6:30, 6 o'clock. So we'll be on an hour before that. I'll post it and plenty enough time for you guys to see when we're coming on. Yeah, do pregame with us. So we'll see you guys on Sunday. Be ready. I'll have my uniform on. I know I don't have it on now, but I'll be dressed and ready to go on Sunday. I'm your man, Dark Knight. For my co-host, Pat and Nichelle in her absence, we're out. Peace.
We go live in 5, 4, 3, 2. Smash him up, crack that fool. Quarterback whack, yo, sack that fool. Hit him, hit him, hit him, hit him, hit him. Hit him, 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 hit him.